right. Should we do it, Chris?
We should do it, Ethan.
Yeah.
I think with that, episode number 260 of the Grunge Bible podcast is officially a go.
1,825 days ago, these two guys set out to make the most, I don't know, mid podcast. No, I was kidding.
The greatest project to ever grace the airwaves.
Yes, 5 years ago, the Grunge Bible podcast was formed. This is our 260th episode, consecutive weeks. With a few hiccups, we changed dates. Everything comes, but
couple
the streak
hiccups,
is
but no
intact.
misses.
Yeah, the streak is alive. There's no debating that, and no one's going to debate us for that. Everybody's going to.
I won't stand for it if they do.
Yeah, so happy 5-year anniversary, Chris.
Yeah, happy 5 years. I have to say, I tend to lean towards being self-deprecating about everything having to do with Grunge Bible and the Grunge Bible podcast, and I tend to default to just saying that, whatever, it doesn't matter, all that stuff. But honestly, if I were to sit here and be completely honest with you, 5 years is it feels pretty good. It's exciting. I'm proud of us for getting to this point. It feels significant to go 5 years every single week without missing 260 weeks in a row. It's impossible to have had 260 weeks in a row that have gone according to plan, or that all have been good weeks, or that have been weeks where we've had a lot of time to do this. But we made a commitment and we're continuing to do it. And we've done it for 5 years in a row, every single week. And this is really the last milestone that we're going to reach. We're not going to reach 10 years. So
hey, man,
let's bask in the glory of this one.
It's so funny. Just in the last week or two, because we were talking about this, it's obviously came up more. We've had other anniversaries, but you start telling people, we're recording our 5-year anniversary pod, and we haven't missed a day. And it's always pretty impressive to say out loud, and it is no different right now. I mean, it's really cool. I mean, yeah. For someone that is non-committal, I'm pretty excited.
This is very out of character for you, Ethan Shalloway.
It's weird. I commit to the random things, but yeah, it's so fun to. It's fun to be a part of this and be like, I mean, it's just weird that 5 years has passed. That's what comes down
thing
to it
for me.
Yeah.
And I've been feeling so much
Even
of that
this
in my
time
own life, let alone as it relates to the podcast. But
more and more,
I can't believe it. Yeah.
It is weird. I guess but actually we're recording this. Yeah, we're recording this on Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, okay. You bet.
And March 13th, 2026. And apparently, not apparently, but in March 13th, Friday, March 13th, 2020 is when the world
everything shut down.
Yeah. So everybody was saying that this is going to be the time. We've been in a time loop, and today's because it's the same day. 6
we're
years
breaking
later,
the mold.
We're going to break out of it. Yeah. So this could be a really important day, and maybe time. Everything we'll be able to get it back. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So, Chris, let's just act like it's a new normal podcast. So, Chris, how are you doing, man?
Absolutely. I'm good, dude. It's been there's been a lot that's happened since the last time we sat down to record, since we ripped Degradation Trip Volumes 1 and 2 in the dead of the night a week and a half ago. I'm good. I'm pretty tired. I'm incredibly sore, but we're finishing off a week right now because, as you said, it is Friday. This past weekend, I traveled to Columbus, Ohio to compete at the Arnold with myself and 12 of my closest training partners and friends and teammates, many of whom took a little bit too much of an interest in the Grunge Bible podcast. So if you're listening out there, hell yeah, thanks for being here. And I don't know. But it was a good weekend, honestly, across the board for my teammates by and large, and certainly for me, I had a solid weekend, and I'm feeling excited about that. I totaled 277. Went 120 in the snatch and 157 in the clean and jerk. I went 5 for 6. I missed my last jerk, which would have put me at a 282 total, but feel pretty good. I'd never touched 120 in the snatch before. I'd never even attempted it. The heaviest attempt I'd ever taken before was 118, and I training made that one. I had a little bit of like an elbow pop kind of thing, and it wouldn't have counted in a meet, so I was able to get 3 white lights for it. Same thing through 157 in the clean and jerk, but I just didn't have a good attempt at 162. So I got to wrangle that sucker in sometime too. That would be a PR as well, but feeling pretty good about it. Not satisfied because I didn't go 6 for 6. I wanted to go 282. But it's a good step in the right direction. I added 12 kilos to my best total. So it's funny. I've competed at this point. I've competed 4 times and I've added at least 11 kilos to my total every time. I've gone 243, 254, 265, 277. Nice. And in order to qualify for like the finals meet at the end of the year out in California, I need to total 289. So that's 12 kilos away. So I just got to do it once more.
That's amazing. That's how progression works. It's consistent, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. And I've been pretty consistent. And honestly, it just feels good to be training this way and to be working towards a goal. And I have my own goals for this, and I want to be. I think the biggest goal that I have is because I don't really feel this way about my hammer throw career. I want to achieve my potential with weightlifting. Like that's what I want to do. I have numbers in my head. Like I want to be. I want to be like one of the best in New England. I want to be on the national level. I want to total over 300. I want to be able to, snatch 140 and, clean and jerk 175, 180, something like that. And I'm working towards it, and it feels good to be, have some skin in the game again like this. And I'm excited about it. Yeah,
it's awesome, dude. It's nice to have goals and to kind of, see your potential and want to.
Without goals, you're a kite without a string, man.
Well, a lot of times people don't. They don't see their own potential, so they don't know how to get into it. But and then once you start doing it and you realize oh wait, this is where I think I can get. So this is where my potential lies. And then you commit to, getting there, or at least, doing everything you can. So when at the end of the day, be like, I got everything out of my body. Yeah. And it's so rewarding at the end of the day. You have so many good moments along the way. And I'm really proud of you. I'm happy that you're in the game. And,
thanks, man.
As we say, skin in the game, dude.
That's you gotta have skin in the game. And,
you got to risk it all. I mean, I was thinking about my journey the other day, and if it's like I'm emotional thinking about it, but I'm gonna go for it. And then I either want to feel the extreme heights, or I want to feel the extreme disappointment. I want to be disappointed.
Nothing in the middle.
I don't get it. Yeah, I want to care so much that I'm disappointed because you gotta have feelings one way or another.
Well, that's we live the rest of our lives in the middle because you have to be responsible, and you have to kind of be middle.
It's easy
of the road
not
with
to
everything.
care.
Yeah, apathy is a dangerous thing, and it can bleed into things that it shouldn't bleed into. I mean, if you're choosing to do something of your own volition, you should care. You can't be apathetic about it. You should, when you're high, you should feel high, and when you're low, you should feel low, because it increases your perspective, and I think it commits you further to whatever that goal might be. So, I watched you do it for a long time, and I'm happy to kind of have made the decision to continue to do it myself. So it's good, because at the end of the day, we have to challenge ourselves. I mean, that's kind of one of the reasons I think why we're here. And it's one of the things that makes being here a lot better than it would be otherwise, is to challenge yourself and see just how good you can get at some things.
So for the novice people out there, what are those weights in pounds?
In pounds, okay. So 120 kilos in the snatch is 264 and a half pounds. And then 157 in the clean and jerk, 157 kilos is about 346 pounds. So I cleaned 357, 162. It was the easiest clean of my life. I could have cleaned 170 that day. And I just, you have I'm sure it's the same in javelin. There's a couple, when you're standing in the back of the runway, you have a couple of cues that you like to adhere to that put you in a good spot to make a good throw or make a good attempt. I just didn't think about them. And as soon as I didn't lock it out, I knew my mistake. And, with weightlifting, as similar to track and field, it's not like you can just wake up tomorrow and get them next time immediately. You have some time to brood with it a little bit, but that's just the way that it goes. I'll reel it in next time for sure and continue. I got a total 289 at least to qualify for that meet. So I'm thinking 125, 165 or something, get me to 290.
One of my favorite things to think about when I'm lifting heavy weight, or if I'm spotting somebody and teaching the young athletes how to go heavy, is you got to respect the weight.
You have to.
You have to. You're getting under that bar. I don't care how strong you are. If it's 500 pounds, it's 500 pounds, and it's trying to kill you. And you have to be, you have to fight against it the entire time. So, maybe you just didn't respect the weight on that final jerk. Kind of forgot for a second, but I doubt it. It's just one of those things that
it's one of those weird things. You've been there too, where as soon as the javelin leaves your hand, you realize your mistake, or as soon as it's the moment of truth. But that's the moment that you work towards, and they're not going to get me again. That's for sure.
No. I mean, hey, dude, this failing is a part of it. Right?
Yeah, it is.
And having one miss, I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
still.
So I felt pretty good. I'm still chasing my first ever elusive 6 for 6 meet. I've gone 5 for 6, 4 for 6, 5 for 6, and 5 for 6. So I gotta get up there. I ended up coming in 9th in the whole competition out of the B session, which is good. So I was able to tool on some of those sorry brothers in the A session. So hopefully next time I do get into the A session and lift with the bigger dogs. And it's incredibly early in the year, but I'm ranked 23rd in the country right now in my weight class. Okay. I'm gonna drop like 75 spots by the next time I compete, but try to stay as high up.
That's why people, to open up early. I love that.
Hey, set the tone early, man. And I set the tone. It is what
it is.
I had a pretty good caffeine intake as well. I had like 24 ounces of cold brew after I weighed in, and then I had a 300 milligram energy drink while I was warming up for the snatch, and then I had another 300 milligram energy drink while I was warming up for the clean and jerk. So that was I think that was a caffeine PR for me. Additionally, I had to mix in some Zins. It was funny. So the back room is secluded, right? And then evidently word got out amongst my teammates as to what the fact that I more often than not would have a Zin in. And I came out, they're like, yeah, man, like I heard you just like ripping Zins back there the whole time. I was like, how did you hear that? The reputation has grown. But hey, you know what? If it was good enough for the Soviets in the 80s when they were breaking every single field event world record in track and field, nicotine meaning, it's good enough for me.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's essential stimulants,
Yeah, exactly. I like stimulants. They're cool. How are you, Ethan? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Yeah, it was a solid week. Last night I came home. I was definitely tired. We put in a good week of work.
Yeah,
on and off the field. Yeah. I have a flight to catch today, so heading to Alabama to do a little.
These travel day episodes are always tricky.
Oh, dude, these travel. Yeah, we had the opportunity a couple of days ago, and we decided not to. And good at the time, not so good now. So whatever. We were gonna do something more elaborate for the 5-year, but we're not gonna rush it. And this popped up, so I have to go down and see the team and get some numbers and see where we're at, which is important because the year is beginning. So it'll be nice to kind of just have a focused weekend for javelin and see where we're at, get some numbers. Like you said, the biomechanist is coming in. They're doing some tests on release angle and stride length and block and all the numbers, and then you make the inferences.
Building blocks.
Yeah, so it'll be really solid. It's gonna be a quick trip.
I agree.
And just I just got to get to the terminal today, and then I'll be relaxed.
That's it.
That's all it is.
You have to find your port in the storm.
Feels like there's a lot between now and then. So
yeah, there is. There's a podcast episode that there's
like this podcast. So we're just gonna talk and just kind of chit chat a little bit about it, and it'll be a shorter episode because we earned it. So it's been 5 years. Yeah. So we're gonna bang one out, and we'll come back and hopefully have a producer on, Drew, because he's also a part of this. He's been with us damn near the entire time. He did right. I mean,
every episode.
Done every episode.
He's produced every episode.
He's produced every episode. So Drew McFadden, thank you. He's a part of this as much as we are, as you are, and we will have him on. We just, he's been elusive as well.
Absolutely.
Busy out in California.
A lot of traffic.
Yeah. So speaking of the people that have been with us, we'd like to thank all of our Patreon members, not just our top tier, but anybody that decides to give us any little bit of money each week. We started the Patreon pretty much, was it like a couple months into the pod, or a year into it? Maybe?
We started the Patreon actually prior to the podcast. We had it rolling for about a year because of our aborted website attempt and just general support for the page. But it's quickly become the standard bearer.
That's been here for 5, 6 years. Oh, wow.
Yeah, we started the Patreon back in 2020, so it's been about 6 years.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, names have come and gone. There's a lot of there's a lot of ins and outs there, and but we have a strong support system, and you need that to do anything. So you can always join at any level if you hop on there. There's a $2, a $5, and a $10 thing, but yeah, it's really nice having people that enjoy the podcast. That's been the most fulfilling part of this.
Yeah, it sure is. And I would like to thank the top tier members of Patreon and read a couple of notes of gratitude from some of them. But we do have some movement. There's been a deadlock once again between the Cracker Man and Abraham and Frank. And Abraham and Frank have upped the ante once again. And they are now the top tier supporters. We received a message from them saying, "Congratulations on 5 years. Cheers to many more. We raised the ante. Happy almost spring." And then we received some great photographs of Frank frolicking in the snow, and then Abraham just kind of hanging out on the couch during the dead of winter. So thank you, Abraham and Frank. You've now supplanted the Cracker Man once again. And the rest of the top tier supporters who I'd like to thank are Jamie Lynn, Carlene Salona, Doug Endy, What the Fuck Is Up Denny's, Nikki Six, Black Hole Sean, Seattle 4 Fanboy from New Jersey, Eddie Vetter got me through my second divorce, Gochu John, Sherry Matthews, Russell, King Buzzo Stole My Hair, The Michael Dooley Project, A Bit Dusty, Ultra Mega OK, Heidi in Chains, Looking California, Feeling Minnesota, Chris Buckley, and additionally, just recently returned to the Patreon, and we know his name well. The Blue Owl has gone from the middle tier to the top tier, and we received a scintillating message from the Blue Owl, and it reads as follows. "I've been away for too long. I meant to help out at this level since I came back, but what better time to show how much I care about the page and podcast than now? Congrats on 5 years for the podcast. There's no more rides for free. I'm going to get my head injury with your incessant mace of a page and community. Now we really can hammer on till we win the war. I'll expect that shovel load of content you guys cry out like tears to forget. Now I'm truly a burden in your hands. Stay heavy, guys." And that's absolutely fantastic. Welcome back, Blue Owl, flying high above all of us and watching over us as we sleep at night.
That's amazing, dude. Every episode is a shovel load onto this to the support system.
Jesus is trying to crack a smile beneath another shovel load. Couple of other words of congratulations from our top tier supporters. We received some congrats from the Cracker Man saying this was a massive effort. What the Fuck's Up Denny's has wrote in, and he said, "That's some dedication to your plan. You did a solid for some friends of mine back in 2020 before I even knew you were a thing on Instagram. And because of that, I simply followed your page. The rest is just good times. Thank you, guys." And then lastly, King Buzzo Stole My Hair wrote in and said, "It's a fantastic achievement. You guys have unlocked a lot of core memories, introduced me to stories and bands I missed from that era in the UK before the internet. Introduced me to characters like Chris Cafaro and Eric Lederman, and the best thing about music fans getting together, introducing each other to new music. Always happy to support good people doing good things." So to those who wrote in, to those who've upped the ante, thank you very, very much. As I said, we kind of make jokes of a lot of things around here, but very sincerely, it's cool to know that there's people who want to invest in what we're doing, and it's definitely a catalyst for our continuing to do this thing.
Oh yeah, man. Those messages are awesome. They're really fun to hear, and hopefully we give you reason to write more, and we continue. Like I always say, we're the steady Eddie, in your life. Hopefully, we just give you some comfort. I mean,
this podcast has been more consistent than most things in my life. It's funny. I went back and listened to our first ever episode, and we were kind of basking in the achievement of having run the page for 5 years at the time that we started the podcast. And you asked me that question. You said, "Is there anything else in your life that you've done for 5 years?" And at the time, the only thing that I could really answer was my career throwing the hammer, which I had done for 8 years. But at this point, is there anything I've done for 5 years? Well, I've done the page for 10, and I've done the damn podcast for 5.
It's wild.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And as time moves on, I guess there'll be more things that have been done for 5 years, but for this moment,
people do things for 5 year stretches all the time.
But then it'll be 20 years,
Exactly. Be like yelling at my kids to get out of the basement because I have to record episode number 7,321.
That's funny. That is good. All right, so let's just dial up some normalcy and go to this day music.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I'll take the first one because I think you want the second one here. And this episode is coming out on March the 16th. On this day in 1954, Nancy Wilson of Heart is born. Obviously, alongside her sister Anne, they comprised the heart and soul of the band Heart. Also, some collaborations with some Seattle people over the years. That's how I tend to stay close to the music of Heart. But happy birthday to the great Nancy Wilson.
Happy birthday. Not related to Brian Wilson, though, right?
Not related to Brian Wilson or Russell Wilson.
All right. Very important moment in 1991. Eddie Van Halen and his wife, Valerie Bertinelli, welcome a son, the great Wolfgang Van Halen, a musical prodigy who becomes the bass player for Van Halen when he's 16. And he plays with them until his father passed in 2020. So basically played for like 14 years. And so now as his father moved on, or his father's passed on, he became a solo artist and, wrote his first album. And then actually he plays every instrument he has a new band called Mammoth. And he released, I think, 2 albums. And he sings, plays guitar, and he drums, and he's killing it. It's funny because we actually just brought this up.
Yeah, we
randomly.
Just talked about this last week. I think you brought it up.
It's so funny, and yes, the album is like you put it on, you're like, yep, this is definitely Eddie Van Halen's son. You think it might be Eddie, and then you go, yeah, this dude is really talented. He's 31, so yeah, or no, he's 34. I'm sorry, I'm 31. He's 34.
And that's how it happens sometimes.
Yeah, dude. Well, we always joked. We saw him. He played at the Taylor Hawkins tribute show, and we said, "Yeah, if your name is Wolfgang Van Halen, you better be a damn good guitarist."
Yeah,
and you know what?
You have to be.
And he started touring when he was 16, so he's got it, and it's really good. I mean, his voice is like, and he's a hoss, dude. He's a big dude. He's got the long hair.
I haven't checked it out yet. Since
you know what he looks like, though, right?
Oh, I know what he looks like.
Okay, that's all you need to know.
Yeah, the big hoss. I mean, with a name like Wolfgang, as we said, I think last week, you kind of have to.
It's almost like if your middle name was Hercules.
Elton Hercules John. This reminds me of the Providence community is mourning the loss of a giant. Just a couple of weeks ago, Gaythorne Poochie Angel Jr. passed away at the young age of 91, and
wow.
Poochie Angel was better known as the proprietor, owner, and operator of a gentleman's club known as the Foxy Lady, and he was indicted in 2011 for lying about giving protection payments to members of the mafia, but I think because he was so old, they just never really pursued the charges against him. But he's passed on into the great unknown. It's just
oh my gosh,
another titan of industry. My local rock radio station 94 HJY in the past has done some broadcasts from the Foxy Lady, which is pretty unbelievable.
That's crazy.
We lost another Gaythorne Angel Jr. Poochie.
That was ridiculous.
I don't know why I felt the need to bring that up, but
yeah,
that was one of those things where I had a story to tell and I was going to tell it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's my story.
That's your story.
So happy birthday, the Wolfgang Van Halen.
Anyway.
All right. On this day in 1999.
Good riffs,
dude. We're riffing. On this day in 1999, Pearl Jam's debut album 10, with which we are all incredibly well acquainted, was officially certified diamond in the United States, which marked 10 million copies sold. And that's a big number. And Grunge Bible Podcast is right behind that. Obviously, I expect to be certified diamond by the recording arts industry of America, or whatever the hell conglomerate does that. But 10 mil, that's pretty good. I mean, in less than 10 years. I mean, the album came out in 91, and by 99, it sold 10 million. Pretty great. A couple of other events that we want to commemorate, while not exactly occurring on March 16th. On March 18th of 1966, excuse me, the great Jerry Cantrell is born, and we've been riffing in the Cantrell zone for a while, and I'm excited that we get to keep it going on his birthday here on the 18th. We'll be commemorating the hell out of that. And then finally, on March 19th of 2021, the first episode of the Grunge Bible podcast was released. Episode number 1 was called In the Beginning, and it shares a little bit of background about each of us and our origins for beginning the page. And also, we gave a blueprint for what this podcast was going to be. And Ethan, in the episode, you had the line, and you said this podcast is going to be about whatever we want it to be about. And I think we've held pretty true about that. And something funny, on that episode, we said that a lot of album reviews and kind of talking about music specifically is going to be few and far between. And we've leaned into that a lot, but I think we've done it our way. And I think we've done it in a way that is certainly true to us and true to our perspective with the music. But it was funny. I just listened back to that episode, how young and spry we were.
Man. Yeah, man. I mean, I was 26, you were 24.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we had, you have ideas and thoughts and what you want it to be, and things change, but it would also stay true to a lot of things we said. I mean, it's definitely something that comes up on it just in the Grunge Bible world. I think for however or whatever reason, we've pretty much stayed the same. We've changed by not changing at all. Exactly. Like, there's so many things that we said we were going to do or we weren't going to do, and we've held it. We have no corporate sponsors. We have no, it is the same as it ever was, and it's pretty cool. Just really consistent. It's in a world of changes and a lot of people changing their name, image, and likeness, and whatever. However, we're here. Grunge Bible is here.
That we are, man. And it's kind of interesting just obviously looking at where you and I both were at the time that we started this project. You had, it was relatively recently that you had moved to Birmingham. I know you had moved for the latter half of 2019, but I believe we recorded the first episode in January or February of 2021. So you had only been there for about just under a year and a half, I would say. And as you said, you were 26 and I was only 24. I had just moved back to Rhode Island from Iowa, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do or if I was going to move again or what that was going to look like. And it's always interesting. Like I'm a good bit older than you were when you started the podcast, and you're breaking into your 30s now, and I'm about to do the same here later this year. You were USA Javelin Project was kind of in its infancy, and now you've had your whole story and told your whole story down in Birmingham, and you're back in Pennsylvania now. And I was training for a marathon at the time, and I said, by the time this episode comes out, I'll probably either have completed it or I've gotten injured, and I was able to complete it, and now I certainly don't run anymore, which is great. I'm doing something that I agree with a lot more and enjoy very, very much. And dude, even the Grunge Bible Instagram page had just about 270,000 followers at the time when we released the first podcast episode. And as of yesterday, when I pulled the number, Grunge Bible Instagram has 1,202,838 followers on Instagram, in addition to 554,000 on Facebook. And all in all, over the last 5 years, our podcast has had about it's been downloaded about 500,000 times.
Yeah, that's amazing. Prior, if we recorded, if you came out in March, that was before basically my pro career in Javelin had started.
Because everything had been canceled in 2020.
Yeah, I did have that year in 19 where we got a few, went to my first USAs, but the whole career is the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So it was before any of that. Just you just moving back to Providence at the time is very interesting, because you were out there after college for a year, and I don't know, man. Yeah, a lot has changed, and the numbers. From 270, basically, just about 1 million followers later. Having the pod be 500,000 is really cool. Would love would love that number to increase a little bit more, but we don't care about the numbers like that.
Not only that, I Ethan, I kind of would love some corporate sponsorship.
Yeah. We haven't. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. I would love some big thing. Money.
Oh yeah.
That's so funny. But yeah, this is it's staggering at times when you look at it. It's just the numbers pop.
Yeah, they certainly
200 to 1.2, this and that. I mean, it's
funny. We talk about it a lot, you and I together, but at this point, just because we're involved in it very frequently and we do the podcast once a week, we're kind of numb to the gravity, I think, of the streak of episodes that we've gone on and the gravity of the numbers of followers or downloads or whatever. And this past weekend with all of my teammates out at the Arnold, word had gotten out. A couple of them knew about the podcast or the page or whatever, but a lot of them learned about it for the first time. And they were like, yo, like, how is this so big? Like, that's really cool. And I'm always like, it's not that cool. And my byline when people find out about the podcast is like, yeah, we have a podcast. It's not good. Don't listen to it. Those are the two things that I always say.
Yeah, great spokesperson.
Maybe I need to stop doing that because I guess it is cool. Like these are cool numbers and they're things that we've earned.
Elijah in the family group chat the other day, he was watching Zootopia 2 and he said Patrick Warburton's on there and he said, crazy, I think the Ethan's on speaking terms with him. And I was like, I don't know if I'm on speaking terms, but we did have him on the podcast 2 times.
Yeah. We've had a couple phone calls along the way with Patty Warbucks.
Oh yeah, he had some stories to tell and he said, he gets paid to talk. So, he's the biggest, he's definitely the highest level of, I don't know, celebrity,
recognizable human that we've had on the podcast. I would agree with that 100%.
Yeah, we've had some awesome guests on here. I mean, just like you guys know the list. So I could talk about Cafaro and Liederman and a lot of artists throughout the years, which is good. I think we have a lot of potential there, right? If we're doing a little
absolutely
forecasting for I think we have a lot of potential to have people because it's more and more common to people. I mean, there's a lot of podcasts out there, so I think people will be more willing and definitely open. And we'll get to that at some point. But we've had awesome people on there. I mean, every interview we do, we come away really fulfilled. And it's fun to just talk with you, Chris. And I know you feel the same. It's fun to hammer these out. But like when you have a guest on and they're talking about what they do and their love for music. That's always super rewarding. Or if they got stories that they can tell from the past, and they're it's a lot of fun. So those are my favorite episodes for sure.
And I think if we were to call in a favor from the listening population here, it's that they need to hold us to committing to doing more interviews. We've been a little bit of a hiatus from the interview scene lately. It's just difficult sometimes with the scheduling and figuring out time to do it. But I think it's something that we need to get back into because I do know.
Degradation trip stage.
Yeah, exactly. I was locked in my bargain basement with Howard Hughes.
Exactly.
I was gone.
Yes.
It's been 31 or 32 weeks since we've done an interview.
Yeah, I would love if the people were I mean, hold us to it. We have a list, we know the people that we want to ask and we know the people that would probably come on. So we can do it and we will.
Absolutely. I think that's something that I want to do. Ethan, really quickly in terms of, unexpected things about the last 5 years or, this entire project, has it kind of gone according to what you thought or anything that you've learned?
If I'm being completely honest, I think it has gone as planned.
Yeah, I agree.
There has not been any. I mean, there's been a few surprises along the way, mainly the interviews and who is interested in the pod. But as far as just where we're at, we got a small Patreon. It's got this grassroots feel to it. We just get to talk. We get to have fun. Like it's a pain at times, but we do it anyway. Like. The whole thing seems definitely very Chris and Ethan. So I think it really has gone just about as I expected. And because we talked about this with the page too. It's like, and everybody asks like, what are the secrets to starting something? And when's the best time to plant a tree? And 20 years ago or tomorrow or today. So like, the whole thing was just start. grow slow. Don't look at the numbers. Don't think about anything. And that's what we've done. And we've grown steadily. And you have your random bumps and stuff. And you ride the wave. You ride the wave. And it just grown consistently. And you're just an iceberg, slowly moving. And, and that's exactly, like I said, it's the most predictable thing that we could have done is start a podcast and not stop.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Because nobody wants to be the person to stop the streak.
Yeah.
But
maybe unlikely, but very predictable when it does happen.
Exactly. I agree with you. I think it's gone like pretty according to plan. One surprising thing, which it really shouldn't have been that surprising, is just how difficult it is sometimes to go from securing a commitment for somebody to be on our show versus actually having them on the show. I mean, we've had commitments versus actual publishing of shows, and the gap has been, we had one that was like 18 months or something ridiculous like that. That happened. Honestly, the entire thing, it's been a little bit easier, I think, than I thought it would be, just in terms of the logistics of getting everything taken care of. But I agree with you. I think the secret to it is that we are who we are on the show, exactly who we are off the show, and we don't have to get into character or anything, and it makes it sustainable. It makes it fun, and I'm glad that we've committed to continuing to do that, from our temperament to our personality to our interactions, but also the subject matter. Like, for example, you made the point that the podcast kind of coincides with your professional javelin career, and I'm so glad that we talk about that, and we've talked about it every single step of the way. And at least for us personally, this page and this podcast has kind of been a personal account of our lives of the last 5 years, at least the first 20 minutes of every episode.
Selfishly, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you know what? That's something that I get out of it. And it's been a chronicle, I think, of our friendship too, which is really cool because, in a big way, I think that this project has bolstered our friendship, and it's continued 100%. To keep it strong, and it would have remained that way anyways. But I always tell people, I was telling my friends this past weekend, I was like, if nothing else, this podcast it's an obligation to hang out with my buddy for a couple of hours every single week, which is great because, as we know, you move away from people and you don't have those opportunities, and if you're not intentional about it, you can go 3 months, 6 months, a year without speaking with somebody or hanging out with somebody. And this forces us to hang out frequently. And I think it serves as a catalyst for us to get together in person and make memories, going to shows or hanging out or whatever. And that's really cool.
Yeah, man, just like the Masters, a tradition like it no other.
Exactly.
Unlike any other. So I totally agree. It is a great reason to, stay caught up with each other, and I just lost my train of thought for a second. I mean, I'm totally blanking.
Hey, people lose their trains of thought all the time. While you try to regain that and get get a wrangle on that, I think as we look forward to the years ahead here, the cool thing about this, Ethan, is I don't think much is going to change. Like, people who are here who like what we do, we have so much more of it coming. There's interviews that we want to do. There's life that we want to live. There's so many albums that we haven't touched upon. There's so many things that have happened that we haven't touched upon. And it's nice to have that cachet of information or topics to continue to dive into. I think we've made a pretty concerted effort this year to kind of dive into maybe some of the side projects, solo projects, or things that happened kind of before 1991, for example.
Yeah, we brought some heat this year.
We have, dude. Yeah, I think we still have our fastball. I mean, the average NFL career is like 3.5 years. Well, I mean, we're 5 years in, and we're still hitting the hole as hard as we did our rookie year. So I feel grateful for that. And our rookie contract is ending soon, so hopefully the team picks us up for our option, and then we can negotiate a big time deal and start bringing in the big bucks.
Yeah, if we're talking analogies and whatnot, these episodes of just hammering out an album of pre-grunge, those are fastballs, dude. We're coming in hot. Sometimes we throw you throw in the change up, maybe a Q&A here or something like that. Sometimes you got a slider talking about the butthole surfers.
We have a good repertoire though, and we're not afraid to use every pitch in our arsenal.
Yeah, we use every pitch, dude. Oh man, and this is like we're 5 years deep, and this is when in the 90s when you get a call and be like, hey man, Maddox is perfect through 5. You got to turn the game on. Like, dude, we're perfect through 5. Like,
yeah, we are.
You got to see if the
pressure mounts as time goes on.
Yeah. It has Yeah, it's really good.
It's been a fun journey.
Been an honor. Yeah, and I don't want to cut this short either. I think we'll come back. I do have a plane to catch. We are going to, like I said, we're going to have Drew on, and we'll kind of who knows what we'll get into. It's going to be the Drew McFadden show, like episode 4, probably something like that. So we'll let him take control. We'll take the passenger seat, but it'll be fun. I'm sure we'll have more stories and some more stuff. And like I said, when I listen to other say podcasts, I like when they get into like their personal stories, or maybe a little bit, not everybody. Sometimes I'm like, I'm here to listen to this topic or something, but like, I appreciate it. So when we get into and we have this, storybook of our lives at the beginning of the episode or whatever, and it's just like, you guys are experiencing, basically you guys are experiencing music through our eyes and our thoughts, which is an honor. So like, yeah, it's really special to have and to look on. Like that's probably the most rewarding thing. It's like we have 260 episodes that I can click on and be like, oh yeah, this is like, listen to how I sounded. I mean, it's cool. I like creating stuff, and I don't get to do it as much. So this is like, it's sacred in that sense. Like, all right, we have to publish this thing. That just we have to publish an episode, and how it turns out is how it turns out. The main thing is, we got it done. So.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Ethan, it's been a complete pleasure of mine for the last 260 weeks to do this with you. I look forward to the next 260 weeks as we officially begin the push to the 10-year anniversary.
That's the next milestone. I mean, we'll touch everything on the way, I guess. But yeah, who knows how long it'll go. So you never know when things are going to end. So cherish while you have it. Become a top supporter so you can say you did it while it was at its peak.
Absolutely. And, achieve your potential. Achieve your giving potential.
Achieve your giving potential. Yes. So, Chris, as we finish up this episode, it's a very important song choice here. This is songs of the half decade. You have one song to choose over the last, this it's supposed to, not just this week, but like we have all this. We have a what's the word I'm looking for? We're responsible for giving the people good advice on music.
Yes, we are.
We have a responsibility. So
we're very responsible.
So what song? And this is totally off on the spot.
I've got the perfect one.
You have the song.
I do have the song.
People look to us.
They do,
right? So what were you going to give them?
Responsibility in that than it feels like. But I listened to this song a lot when I was in the back room warming up for the meet this past weekend. I listened to it in between the snatch and clean and jerk. It's also the soundtrack of the video that my coach put out. And I think there's no other band that's impacted me more in the last 5 years than the Wonder Years. And this might be a repeat song of the week. I'm not entirely certain. I don't quite remember. But Came Out Swingin' is going to be my song of the half decade. And I think there's so much in that song about just kind of doing the work and getting to where you need to be. I love that song so much so that I have the lyrics tattooed on my arm. The final lyrics of the song. If I'm being honest, I'm getting there. And no matter what your situation is, sometimes you just got to get in the mix and do the work. And I think that's what we've done. Through good weeks and bad weeks, we're doing the work and we're getting to where we need to be little by little. And it's a good time to stop and enjoy the journey. But that's going to be my song of the week. Shout out to our dear friend of the pod, Eddie Vedder, got me through my second divorce, for being my sensei and my gateway into that band. They've impacted me more than just about any other band, and my life's better because of it. Just in the way that my life is better because I know him and I know you, Ethan. So that's gonna be my song of the half decade. The 1 year sage, or the Wonder Years sage. That is. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, such a great song. I've always that song will get you into the band. That's why. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's huge. I sent you the song the other day, and it was just amazing. Some bands, they just have a way to make you feel good. Most bands do, but there's some that they have. I like where you're going with this one. Yeah, it has this bright sound, and just so, you put it on and you can't help but just look around and be like, yeah, like this is awesome. And the song is coming from U2 off of Achtung Baby, and it is Trying to Throw Your Arms Around the World.
And it came on the other day, and I was like, "Oh man!" I mean, my dad's a huge U2 fan. I've listened to it, and like, I mean, it really, U2 got me into music, if you will. I mean, when you're younger, you just remember listening to stuff. It wasn't like, oh yeah, U2's like my favorite band, but it's my dad's, so like I might as well be mine. And this song, just put the windows down, enjoy spring as it's coming up, and it's so good. So
many great U2 songs that do that, but that's a fantastic pick. That's what we need around this time.
That's right.
I like that too. Throwing your arms around the world, man.
I know. It's very needed. It's very cool. So
absolutely.
Chris, thank you.
Ethan, thank you.
We're moving forward, right?
That
Always forward. We got more to do.
We're coming out swinging, and we're throwing our arms around the world.
Yes, we are. Thank you, everybody, for following on, listening, subscribing, and sharing. You guys have done a great job, and we're going to keep doing the same, keep pushing on. So it's 5 more years, and we'll be back. We'll talk a little bit more. We'll get Drew on, and we'll keep this thing rolling, dude.
You better believe it. Yeah, it
feels the wheels
good.
Fall off.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks for listening. Ethan, thank you. Drew, thank you. And we'll see everybody next week for episode number 261 as we begin the second half decade or something like that. But in the meantime, rock and roll, stay heavy.
Hanser, guys.
Hanser.
See ya. Thank you.